All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, this is another episode of 94 Feet Podcast. It's your boy Big Zeke in the building. I'm also here with my brother Dre.
Yo, what's good, good people?
I'm also here with Kesey.
Yo, what's good, good peoples?
How y'all going? How y'all week been going?
It's good, man. It's been a good week, man. Busy but good.
How are y'all still have y'all soaked in that Bucks lost and ready to move on?
You know what? I'm ready to move on, but here's why I'm ready to move on. When you look at where we come from the Bucks, right? We've been trashed most of our lives.
That's true.
The past couple years have been very exciting to be Bucks fans. I mean, and I say this: F Chris Middleton, and we know if it was a fit, we all be drunk. Yeah, we know. I'm okay because the Bucks took the quote unquote best team in the playoffs right now by some people accounts to 7 games without Chris Middleton. If Chris Middleton play, I believe we'd be in the conference finals.
I think everyone knows that.
I'm okay. I'm okay knowing that we made it to 1 game shy of the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm okay. I'm okay.
All right. Kesey?
I'm over it, man. I had a long week of recovering,
Okay.
sobbing,
All right.
crying.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I get that. I get that.
But hey, I'm here.
Right.
Okay.
And I'm not going to lie.
I'm still repping my team.
I'm not going to lie.
Hands
I'm going to wear
down.
my championship Bucks hat into a new championship.
I had to go home and sit down and realize, you know what? We only been out of our seat 1 year, and we only was out of our seat probably because we had one of our best players out.
That's it.
You know what?
So that's what
Yeah.
I had to come to realization that like it's next year,
Yep.
and we're gonna get better.
We're going to get better.
Hopefully.
I believe the Bucks management will use this to rebuild the roster
I don't.
or retool. And I'm not say rebuild, retool, because again, when you look at the numbers that Giannis put up, they were record numbers. Like he was the playoff MVP for the first and second round across all of the NBA. But he was also tired. Like he was burnt
Yeah,
out.
at times you can see he was really tired.
You got to get him some help. And depending on Holiday is great, on the defensive end, but he's occasionally on offense, right? George Hill didn't show up. Grayson Allen should not be a starter, and I wonder, you look at people like we signed Ibaka for what? He played no
When
minutes.
I say this stuff, I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy.
No. Let's just chill out, bro.
Chill out
And
what?
then Javon Carter didn't play. So the GM, the GM of the Milwaukee Bucks, the president, I think our GM is Brian Horst. He has to look at this roster and start retooling and bringing in Giannis some help. Now, the what do we call them? The insiders are indicating that Dame Lillard has a desire to play with Giannis.
That's not gonna be the way you want it to be.
I don't think it's gonna be that, but as a Bucks fan, I wouldn't mind seeing that.
I don't want that.
I'll take Dame on the Bucks.
I don't want that.
Keys, what?
I don't want that.
What?
I don't.
It depends on what we got to give up at that expense.
They can't have Holiday. You can't have Holiday, but I know you probably got to give him
Well,
up.
then that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Like either number one, you can't give Holiday because you can't have Holiday on the bench. That's number one. Number two, you can't give up Chris Middleton just because of height alone and defensive presence alone. So it's like that's cool. He feels that way because Giannis is a hardworking player. He's not all about the glimpse and glamour. So I understand that, but it'll never happen. I honestly don't want it to happen. I think that the only thing the Bucks need to do, which through insiders or whatever, what I heard was the Bucks had one of the oldest rosters in the league. So
Really?
yeah. So with that being said, I think that unfortunately, like Lopez, he's on a decline. We might need to get a younger guy going to back him up. Bobby's gonna have to get paid.
Bobby's gone. I think Bobby's gone.
Bobby's not gone.
I don't know, bro. I think he is.
We love Bobby.
The way Bobby talks about Milwaukee, I don't think he'll leave, but I also don't think he'll go just keep taking less money.
He won't.
But
He
at the
won't be
same-
on the discount.
My thing is, though, you also have to look at it like this. Bobby loves his role.
He does.
And when you have a role that you like and you still making more than you was before, you stick it out sometimes.
I'm not.
Players do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think we need to go crazy
Because
with Bobby.
he might get more money somewhere else, but his role is going to change. Guaranteed, it's going to change.
Oh, it's definitely going to change because that's when he went from, I want to say Chicago to New York or New York to Chicago, one of the two. When he did that, his role definitely was like changing, and he was a different aspect of the team. But him being in Milwaukee was his comeback into like being noticed by the entire NBA. So the fact that he embraces that and be like, I appreciate not only, this role I'm playing on this team, but I embrace this city, the city embraces me, so on and so forth. I think that's one of the key things of getting him to stay. So I don't think we need to go crazy. I don't think we need to go crazy like 15. I think he maybe like 10 or 12.
Yeah, but that only goes so far, Zeke. Like, I could love the city, but still want to get paid.
Well, he's not LeBron James. Let's not get crazy.
Well, I'm not saying that, but
I'm not saying like LeBron loves Cleveland, but he's quick to leave.
Well, he won him a championship, so he had that right.
I mean, I'm saying that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think it's one of those situations where like, hey, I won y'all championship, I did my job, I'm gonna go about on the better pasture.
I don't see Bobby taking another pay cut to stay with Milwaukee.
I don't see him getting. Okay, let me ask this question then. Let me ask y'all both y'all this question. What's the amount you're giving Bobby?
Okay, well, first of all, let's remember before we answer.
I don't want to do all the math.
No. You have to. The Bucks are already. No, listen. The Bucks are already in the luxury
Bobby?
tax.
What are you giving Bobby? Everyone's in the luxury tax. What are you giving Bobby?
Well, first of all, teacher.
What are you giving Bobby?
No.
Because you're trying to break it
No.
down. What are you giving Bobby?
Bucks don't have a lot of money to give anybody anything.
We all know billionaire companies find money. Do they or they not find money?
I don't know.
Golden State always finds money.
Well, they're in California, so they don't mind buying
go.
championships.
Los Angeles Lakers, they always. What I'm saying is, Milwaukee. It's not like Milwaukee just can't afford it. It's about, is he worth it? So that's why I'm asking you, how much are you giving Bobby?
If the Bucks had the cap space, I would give Bobby 10 to 12. 10 to 12 a year.
Kesey?
He might
Now
want
Bobby's
15.
not. Well,
He might want 15,
I'll just get this clear. Number one, Bobby's not going anywhere because he's still signed.
but he can opt out and
No, he
become
can't.
restricted free agent. Yes, he can. He has a player option.
He'll have a player option.
He does have a player option.
Oh yeah, he does have a player option.
He
But he's
does.
gonna stay.
He can opt out and get more money.
He's not. But go ahead. Maybe, I don't know. But go ahead.
I lost my frame of thought for a second.
Talking about Bobby.
I know Bobby. I'm thinking, dang, I lost my frame of thought. Listening to y'all go back and forth, but I don't think Bobby leaves because
Well, the question was how much
Bobby
you
had
giving
an okay season, huh?
The question was how much you giving Bobby.
I'm trying to think about that, but I'm just thinking
No.
Bobby had an okay season. It
Right.
wasn't like
See, he responded the same way I did.
it wasn't super spectacular where he's going to get like this super payday,
Right.
like people are thinking.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's worth a little bit more than what he probably getting, but at the same
I
time,
think he got like 7.
He got like 4.
No, we got like 7.
Let's pull it up.
Go ahead.
Pull it
Kesey.
up.
Let him pull it. Go ahead, Kesey.
Finish your thoughts, bro.
so with that being said, I'm thinking Bobby stays. And if he do opt out, he might opt in for another contract, maybe a couple $1 million more. But I don't think Bobby's going to leave
So
Milwaukee.
what is
How much
what
do
is
you
Bobby-
give him, Keith?
What is Bobby worth to you?
Bobby's worth about 9.
So
Hey.
about same. I said about 8 to 10, right?
And about he's
10 to 12.
10 to 12. Yeah, that's about the same bracket.
he's in his,
I give Bobby.
he's not a $15 million a player.
Bobby is making 4.3 this year, and if he opts in, he'll make 4.5. Bobby
so about 8.
about 8 or 9 if you add them both together, about 9.
So I'm giving Bobby 14.
Now, if he stay in Milwaukee, you can do a lot
I'm
for
giving
$4
I'm
million.
giving Bobby. Oh, I'm giving Bobby 15. I'm
A
giving-
year?
Yeah, I'm giving Bobby
$15 million?
Because right now they're saying,
Yeah.
right now people are probably saying he's worth about 12 to 13 million.
That's what I heard too. That's what I'm saying. I'm
But-
giving him 15 just because
I wouldn't.
on this team in particular, he can start or he can come off the bench. And the fact that he's been starting 80 the games he's played, I don't know the numbers, but he's 82 games in a season. Lopez played 1 and he's played 8 the rest of them. So he started 81 games this season. His goal was to get 6th man of the year. If Lopez would have played, he would have probably been top 5 for 6th man of the year.
So
I'm giving him that 14, 15. Just number one, hey, we appreciate you. That's number one. Number two, he's not just an inside guy. He's an outside guy. He can shoot the jumper. Now, I will say this. This playoffs has been very disappointing for all of us all around. I think Chris Middleton being out just threw off the whole chemistry of the team. Because a lot of times Bobby is open for these jumpers because you're focused on Giannis. You're so focused on Chris Middleton.
So that's what Bobby has to remember at the same time too.
Yeah, but I'm not going to give you a discount.
Listen,
I'm not going to give you.
I'm going to tell you like this: if Bobby wants to stick around for longevity, he better take less, because he might get a 2-year deal at 12 or 13, but that's about the max to any team.
Let me ask you a question.
Is going to give him as a 2-year team player option, second year.
So to Kesey's point, the NBA insiders, according to Hoops Hype, Bobby is going to command $12 to $13 million per year. Mm-hmm. He wants a 2 to 3 year contract, which, I mean, if I'm the Bucks, let's be honest, the NBA does not reward everybody the way they should, right? We got Bobby on a discount, right? He re-signed. I personally like Bobby better off the bench. I don't like the starter Bobby. I like him better off the bench. I think he contributes better off the bench. Mm-hmm. Bobby started 59 games for the Bucks, and he averaged 14 points, 9 rebounds. So about a double-double. The way the NBA is paying people now, you can give Bobby 12 or 13 a year. You can give him that. I think the Bucks will. Hold tight. Because remember, the Bucks are going to really show us who they really are because they have a lot of decisions to make. Pat Connaughton is another one that has a player option, right? And if he opts out, the good thing is the Bucks can match any salary offered to Bobby or Pat Connaughton. So if the Bulls come and say, for example, well, we're going to give Pat 3 years, $40 million. The Bucks have 5 days to match.
I'm not matching that.
Or they say, thank you, but no thank you. I like the offseason almost more than the season, especially when it comes to things like this. The Bucks should commit to Bobby, but I don't think they should commit to break the bank, because you got to get the Bucks' problem, as we saw in the playoffs. It's not defense. It's not Giannis. We need shooters. We need people that can shoot the ball.
We need somebody.
And that's not Pat Connaughton.
I think it's somebody who can get their own bucket. We need another player that can get their own bucket.
Yeah, we need to work
like
on
Chris is the only person who can get his own bucket outside of Giannis. Everybody else has to get it off of somebody else.
Drew can get his own bucket.
I don't know, because he's not consistent enough with it though.
Drew is best at defense.
Yeah, but Drew can also y'all keeps well, I can say y'all. You just said literally off the mic, Drew's best. Probably one of the best two-way guards in the
110% agree. But when you're
so
competing when you're competing for titles, you have to be more consistent in your shot making. Though
I will say that, like, Drew Holiday offense is, I don't want to say lacking. I want to say Drew is who we thought he was. He's not.
What does that mean?
He's going to be more contributing on the defensive end than he is the offensive end.
I'll give you that.
So I'm not saying I'm disappointed by his play. It's just the fact that it's just that one of those things where, like, you talk about, like, as far as what I think the Bucks need, like, better bench. So guys like George Hill, he should be gone. Carter should be gone. Ibaka should be gone. Like, those guys who we slid up in there for no reason, they should be gone.
Agreed.
So when you talk about Bobby and Pat, like Pat, he's coming back. Grayson Allen, like, these guys were there for a reason. And, like, a lot of times when the Bucks, and I think we say this every year, the Bucks are banking on what our starting five could do.
Right.
And what our starting and we banking on that our starting five is going to blow y'all out so far that we don't need to worry about the bench. We'll worry about that later.
Yeah.
But our roster was pretty solid
No, it wasn't.
until Middleton went out. It threw off the whole rotation because you were throwing players in the starting lineup that were not meant to be in the starting lineup.
I mean, yes and no.
And we got players on the bench that didn't even play. So I'm kind of thrown
It's
off
a
by
reason
that.
why they didn't play.
Well,
You know
hold
it.
up. I'm gonna agree with bro. The part that since we're kind of talking about the Bucks here, this next season, Coach Bud's on the hot seat.
Nah.
Yes.
I guarantee you.
Yes, he is.
Guarantee it.
Yes, he is. Because here, even though we didn't have Middleton, the world is trying to figure out Coach Bud's freaking rotation. He played, listen to this. He had George Hill, Holiday,
Mhm.
Connaughton,
Mhm.
Portis,
Mhm.
and maybe Giannis on the court against Horford, Williams,
Mhm.
Tatum,
Mhm.
Brown, Smart. He ran a small lineup against Boston and it destroyed us.
That wasn't why I destroyed it.
That's part of the reason why it destroyed us.
That wasn't
Jason Tatum babied George Hill.
He babied all of them.
Jason Tatum babied Grayson Allen.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that to say you had players like Ibaka, who I know you can't stand.
I know I
He
can't.
old. I know what you're gonna say. He old.
He is old.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Carter, who can shoot the three, saw
No, he can't.
no. He can shoot the three.
No, he can't.
He saw no clock. Right? He saw no clock. So if you look, let's talk about the Milwaukee Bucks here.
Talk
okay,
about it.
let's look at the Milwaukee Bucks roster. All right, of players that are coming off the books next year: Serge Ibaka,
Thank God.
Pat Connaughton,
He won't. Here's a player option.
Bobby Portis, player
Player
option,
option.
right? Wesley Matthews, who can go.
He has a player option.
He can go. No, Wesley Matthews is an unrestricted free agent.
He'll be back.
He can go.
He'll be back.
The Nassus, player option. He'll pick it up because he
Who
wants
was
to
that?
hang out. Giannis's older brother.
Yeah,
Okay.
he'll be back.
He'll be back to cheer for his brother. Jordan Nora, right? He's restricted. Javon Carter, unrestricted. He's only making $500,000, right?
Uh-huh.
And so the Bucks are going to probably have 7 roster spots to potentially fill. 7. And none of these players, to me, scream compete for championship.
Hold on.
None of these players.
Hold on, time out.
Mhm.
Number one, we already know Giannis Brothers has a locked in spot. Let's just cut the crap here. He's locked in.
He's gonna cheer loud, ain't he?
He's locked in.
No, I think they're done with him after this year.
I'm
I'm sorry, what did you just
He
say?
has a player
I think they're
option.
done with him after.
Nah,
this
he
year.
gonna work. He gonna work as long as y'all.
Okay.
He gonna work.
Okay, he gonna be there.
He gonna have a job.
Is that what y'all think?
Nah, that's what I know.
I know the Lakers signed his other brother for a reason. Okay, it wasn't because he was a special talent.
They were trying to lure Giannis in.
Exactly. So with that being said, so he's in there locked in. Pat, lock him in.
You would
Grayson-
re-sign Pat?
Yes,
So the question is, does Pat pick up his player option or
Of
does
course
he
he
opt
does.
out?
he picks it up.
He picks it up.
He ain't no fool.
Now Pat loves
Bobby-
Milwaukee.
Exactly.
Pat has like a business here, and he just
has
won
a lot of-
the 40 under 40 award. So
Yeah.
Pat Connaughton has a lot
he got roots here.
invested in the city.
Yeah, he got
I
roots
can't
here
say
now.
the same about any of these other players.
Pat, I think he's the only one that does. I think George Hill has a little bit, but he's gone. He's
Well,
out.
George Hill's on the team, so the only time he's not a free agent. They signed him.
They're gonna cut him.
They'll either waive him or they'll try to trade him. But
Word on the
George
street is
Hill,
they're gonna trade him by the
How much is he
by the
making?
draft.
George Hill, I think one of the things about George Hill is
He's not making a lot.
he's not making a lot, but his stats in the playoffs didn't do him any favors.
His stats in the season.
Well, he was hurt a lot.
His stats in the season. He's like Iggy, about to retire, get a job on the coaching staff. But I mean, the point is that I think the Bucks just need to work on the bench, and
Agreed.
we need to see what's going on with Lopez. Like, hey, Lopez, how you feeling? What you thinking? But we need to work on the bench.
George Hill is
One
only
thing-
making he signed a 2-year, $8 million deal. So
Okay,
$4
So-
million a year.
yeah. So and the word on the street is the Bucks need to go younger. I don't think you need to go that young because even though
It's a young league, man.
it is a young league, but what happens when you're young is like what happened to Memphis, where not enough experience. Even though Golden State hurt their star player, but we'll talk about that another. We'll talk about that another time.
Golden State was gonna beat them anyway.
They wasn't gonna beat them anyway. Stop it.
Yo, you got June. Just remember that.
So it's just one of those things where.
Just remember that.
Come on, Luka. So it's one of those things.
It don't matter because you didn't take July.
It don't matter. I just want you to lose. So
I'm 2-0 against Zeke, y'all. Just say,
so it's just one of those things where, like, I just want to see this team get better players in these positions. You talking about Carter? Get him out of here. Hill, get him out of here. Obaka, get him out of here. Like
Obaka.
It don't matter. Get these guys out of here. And
they were backup plans. They were never intended to play a lot.
Well, we
they
gave up so much for them
because they didn't know how Brook was. The only problem was they didn't know how Brook. We gave up Rodney Hood. Shut up.
No, we gave up. What's the name too? We gave up Dante DiVincenzo.
That was for Grayson.
We gave up DJ Wilson.
That was for Grayson.
That was not for Grayson. We signed Grayson as a free agent.
That was for was that for draft picks?
No.
That was for
Dante DiVincenzo was a part of the Serge Ibaka deal with Sacramento.
That's what it was.
He was part of that deal that brought him here. We lost DiVincenzo. I don't care much about Rodney Hood. You know, we lost DJ Wilson. You know, all I'm saying.
DJ who?
Exactly.
DiVincenzo who?
Dante was a baller.
Man,
Chill
Dante,
out. Before he got hurt, Dante was a contributor.
Okay. Dante didn't hit a shot in the whole month of February.
He was coming off an injury, bro.
Okay, you got to at least be able to hit a shot when you come back.
He played defense.
That's it. Okay, we got that already.
From who?
Grayson can play defense. Grayson? He did the same thing.
What? That's why he was in the lineup. They was Jason Taylor's like, oh, money.
They were babying him.
Jaylen Brown, oh, money.
I'm not gonna lie. Grayson Allen didn't look like he belonged.
So what you think he was gonna do to Dante? They the same size.
Grayson,
Dante a little bit taller. Actually, Grayson bigger.
No, he ain't.
Look it up.
No, it ain't. Look it up.
He a little bigger.
I'm finna look it up. But I think he like 6'7", 6'6".
Who?
Dante.
No.
You be making people really tall.
6'4". 6'4". How tall is Grayson?
So Grayson Allen was disappointing.
Well, Grayson Allen was coming off the bench before Middleton.
That's why I said he's a better role player.
6'4". He must say the same height.
About the same height.
And I think Grayson's a better shooter. He was just
he was a better shooter. He's definitely a better shooter, but he was getting dogged on defensive end so much we couldn't take the liability.
You got to remember though, Tatum was doing that to everybody. Except for Wesley Matthews.
Exactly. I was just saying he was doing it to everybody he was supposed to do it to. Oh, you got Pat on me? Cash money.
Come here.
Exactly.
Come here,
Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown was like, oh.
He was calling it. He was calling them out like puppies. He was like,
ball right here.
Come here,
because these three guys can't hold me. So I don't know, but Milwaukee always put themselves in these positions, which irritates the out of me. But let's move on to better pastures. We got 4 teams left: Golden State versus Dallas, Miami versus Boston. Now, before I don't know if we made picks last week.
We did because we were too upset about the Bucks.
Now, but I did want to see some games before I even made my picks. Now we've seen 3 games from Boston, from the Eastern Conference the Eastern Conference Finals. 2 in Miami, 1 in Boston. Each one of these games they've been blowouts. All 3 of them have been blowouts. I think the last game which yesterday was the closest game we got to something close, but that ended up being they ran away with that towards the end in I think the fourth quarter. So what are your guys' thoughts so far out of these conference finals?
I think that Golden State...
I'm sorry. I hate to interrupt you.
Geez.
What are you guys have picks yet? I'll say that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want you to give you a pick.
I've been happy.
Besides Golden State.
But there's only 4 teams. I only picked 2 teams. What you mean?
Because you want to pick Golden State no matter who they're playing against. If Golden State was playing Phoenix, Golden State.
Well, I've been saying that all season. After Golden State lost by 90 points, after Phoenix lost by 90 points, nobody should be talking about them anyway.
Oh, we're going to get into it, though. But, no, so
Phoenix, oh, my God, that was embarrassing.
Man.
But you still don't bash your NBA brother. But anyway.
You do.
Anyway, not the way he did it.
Yeah, you do.
So, for me, Golden State's going to make easy work of Dallas, I believe. Golden State is not the Phoenix Suns. I believe Golden State will wrap this up in 5 or 6 games. So you think this is going 7? You think this is going 7?
I'm gonna see tonight.
Okay, because if Dallas wants to stay in this series, they better not go down 3-0.
That's true.
Okay, they better not go down 3-0.
That's history. That's history. History has taught us that.
They better play on their home court. The crowd. They better play on their home
Dallas
crowd.
is really good on home court.
Dallas is great at home, but the Warriors are better on the road. Look at.
Stop
I said
it,
what?
man.
Look at the record.
Stop it.
Look at the record.
Stop it.
Look at Golden State's on the road record.
You know what's funny about Golden State? I looked at their road to the place they're at right now.
They beat everybody.
They beat a handicapped Denver Nuggets.
They beat them.
Handicapped.
They beat them.
And then they injured John Morant. All of a sudden, they win this game.
They beat them.
Luka
2-0.
was balling last
2-0.
time, and they should have won. I will give you that. They should have won that game in Golden State.
But they didn't.
Golden State is hard to beat at home, and that crowd get the rocking. Now, this is what I'll say to this. Dallas is very good at home also. Now,
So are the Bucks, but we got beat badly.
Without Chris Middleton.
But we still
I'm not
lost.
talking now. If your team is injured, like you have a major injury in your team, I expect you to lose.
Sure.
I expect you to lose.
Sure.
Now, this is a fully healthy Dallas squad.
Phoenix is good at home. They lost by 90.
You know,
So what are you saying?
we're now
They
getting.
lose by
We're now
90.
getting.
I know. I'm just saying it was bad.
We're
Don't
now
do it.
getting
Don't do
reports
that.
that Chris
Don't do that.
that Chris Paul was hurt. We're now getting reports.
Boy, just
that.
like we got reports of him being hurt when the Bucks beat him.
Sure.
Okay.
But so it's one of those things where I just feel like I have to see tonight's game, and then we'll see what happens. Like these next 2 Dallas games, we'll see what happens.
I mean,
Because I know this. A couple things about that series.
yeah. What series?
Chris, Warriors versus Dallas.
Okay. This
Um,
okay.
Wiggins
Uh,
has played some good D on Luka. The first game.
Yeah.
Second game, Luka adjusted. Third game is when he gets the dub. Now, here's
He
my
better.
thing. Here's my thing
He
about
better.
that. You think you can hold Luka. You think you can contain him until he drops 40 on you.
well,
And if they
Scoring
tie
is-
this up, let's say they tie this up, you're in trouble.
first of all, I'm not a Golden State fan. My team's
Here
not,
we go.
My team's not.
Here we go.
I'm not in
Which
trouble.
one is it, Dre?
Come on. Let's take.
I'm
Let's
not
do
gonna bet you
June.
nothing.
We're not talking about betting. We're just talking about June. What you
No.
say? Come on.
Let's wrap.
Let's take a June.
Just keep going with what
Dude,
you're saying.
so
Keep going with what you're saying.
all I'm saying is Luka is Luka, but Luka can be stopped.
Okay.
Okay.
All
And
right.
if Golden State stops Luka, nobody else on Dallas is gonna step it up to carry what Luka brings to that team.
Okay.
So you're saying Dallas can win if Luka stopped? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying
You take Luka's 30 and I'm gonna say this. In order for Dallas to have a chance to beat Golden State in a series, Luka gonna have to score 30 or 40 every night.
and this is what he's been doing already, though.
Okay, but they're down to 0. So I'm saying, hold up. I'm saying if
What does that mean?
say Luka is
They were down 2-0 to Phoenix.
Phoenix is not Golden State. I've been saying
What does
that
that
all year.
mean?
The Phoenix Suns, y'all saw that regular season play, and y'all saw it and y'all ran with it. Yup, Phoenix is the best team. I ain't got nobody beating Phoenix. Remember, y'all was saying all that crazy stuff.
We all said. Well,
I
you
did
said
not say that.
You
I
and your
had the
Steph-
Bucks
You
and
and
the
your
Suns.
Steph Curry.
I had Golden State and the Bucks in the finals all year long.
You did.
Okay, this is what I'm going to say. Dallas is a good team.
Mm-hmm.
Dallas might even be a great team,
Mm-hmm.
but they do not have the power,
Power to go.
the manpower.
Okay,
Like they do
all right.
not have the manpower to beat the Golden State Warriors, led by the best shooter in the history of the game.
In
Steph Curry. So I want a 7-game series because for me, every time a series ends early, it just reminds me that basketball season is wrapping up. So I want a 7-game series, but I see Golden State beating them in 5 or 6. Wow. Keith,
What about
hold up, let Keith weigh in
ahead,
on
go
this
ahead.
Dallas Golden State.
Oh yeah.
Listen, Golden State did what they were supposed to do at home,
This is true.
and they barely skid by.
Such in the game number
But
2.
I tell you like this: if Luka goes home and he puts on a show, Golden State better watch out
No doubt about it.
because That's what he did last series against Phoenix.
Mhm.
And Phoenix is
He did on the road against Phoenix. Actually.
and Phoenix is just as good a team, probably even better.
Then who?
Golden State.
Golden State would never lose by that many points in a deciding game.
You don't know that because you haven't seen it done before.
Exactly.
Phoenix didn't think it could be done either.
Well, they were.
I
they were
guarantee you
wrong.
that their game plan didn't come in. We're gonna get beat by 50 tonight.
I mean,
Everybody play hard, but we're gonna get beat by 50.
Devin
sure
Booker
it did,
sucked.
but that's
Chris Paul sucked.
I mean, that's the thing. Like once a team like Dallas, once you give them a window, like once you open that window, once you crack that window, they might bust it wide open.
Absolutely.
So it's one of those things where like
Y'all can't be mad because I said Golden State in 5 or 6.
I'm not mad at that. That's your opinion. I don't think it's gonna
entitled
be.
to your own opinion.
I don't think it's gonna be.
Can you be
that,
wrong? Yeah.
Oh, of
Oh,
course.
we all
Oh,
can.
Yeah.
But I'm 2-0 right now.
Let me tell you something.
2-0 how?
Well, that's
No,
an
the
inside.
best.
joke.
Okay.
That's an inside. joke.
But
I was gonna say I could have sworn you made the same predictions I did. and we
no,
both-
I did not pick Phoenix to win.
he picked Golden State.
I picked Golden State. The only one I've really
he
been.
picked Golden State versus Milwaukee. Milwaukee beat them in 7.
Yep. The only ones I've really been wrong about was I think we all were wrong about Toronto because we all picked
Right,
Toronto.
that's right. We was wrong about
versus Philly,
Toronto.
and I was wrong about the Bucks. I'm still shocked that we lost even without Middleton because we blew a lot of chances to win it. But we're talking about Golden State. Keezy, who you got? Golden State or Dallas? And how many games?
If I had seen tonight's game, I would have a better perception. But I haven't seen
Perceptive.
perception. I said perception.
Now, perspective, bro.
Oh, perspective.
Perspective.
really.
Yeah, that's what Dre do. But when I do it to him,
no.
buddy.
Dre does it
it's
because
Dre.
what you
It's
do
Dre.
to me
It's Dre
is-
against the world.
No.
Exactly.
Whoa.
Exactly.
He always throw me in there.
Whoa.
Exactly.
I don't say nothing. He'll throw me in there quick.
Real quick.
Whoa.
But when you say
Y'all
something about
are-
Dre,
y'all-
it's Dre
Put the
against the
videos
world.
up and you threw me in automatically. Oh, it's Dre against the world.
Well,
huh?
y'all not gonna make me be the bad guy.
Hey,
Because,
first of all,
'cause Zeke, that's what
I
he
didn't, say
does.
you, I didn't say you was the bad guy, but,
Hey.
Zeke
but
attacks me every day,
hey.
even when we're not on the radio.
I know he does.
Even when we're not on- Zeke is a hater. He is an Andre Douglas hater.
I'm not an underdog.
He's a hater of the fan club. Okay,
You know what? That's
He's a
fine.
hater.
That's fine.
he's a hater.
Because you come in with my ammo. You give me ammo.
He's-
It's not my fault
Oh,
you give me ammo.
How am I giving you ammo because I disagree with your bad opinions? Huh?
What?
The fact that you think Dallas are going to beat the Golden State Warriors,
I said they have an opportunity.
everyone has an opportunity. If was a fifth, we all be drunk. I'm just kidding.
I was just going to say, if
Keith,
that's
who you got, bro?
Be faded.
Keith, who you got between Dallas and Golden State? Me and Isaiah really do care
I'll
about
tell you
each other,
this.
y'all. We just be clowning. It makes for good radio.
Look,
I don't like this.
Luka lose tonight. Golden State in 5.
Okay.
Luka
win tonight.
They're still down 2-1.
Dallas
Golden
is
State in 7.
I mean, I'll
What you got?
I was gonna say
Cuzzy?
if they lose tonight, it's probably Dallas. I'm sorry, Golden State in like 5 or 6.
Can I ask you this though? Do you think Golden State can sweep Dallas?
Yes, that's a possibility.
Okay.
But like I said before, if they go back to Golden State tied 2-2,
Mhm.
Dallas in 7.
Ooh. That means you got to win 2 more on the road against Golden State.
Yeah,
Okay. What's the next one we got? Is it Miami and Boston?
Miami
Listen,
and
Phoenix
Boston.
had the best home record, and they put the collapse on them and in style for the last game.
Phoenix is not Golden State.
what does that
And
mean?
Golden
They're
State
not
is-
a better team.
and Golden State is not a Phoenix.
Golden State is way better than Phoenix.
No, they not. You
Who
know why?
made-
Let me tell you why Golden State are where they are right now. A handicap Denver Nuggets
Oh,
and a more experience than Memphis.
So
They
is,
have more experience than Memphis.
so is Boston only where they are because of a handicap
Yes.
Bucks?
and a
Yes.
handicap Brooklyn.
Yes.
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 Well, I accept that because it's
All the
for
teams
Bucks.
that's right left now is because of handicap teams. Only reason Miami got past Philly is because Joel Embiid got hurt.
So
if he didn't have that
Real
bone
quick.
fracture,
wait.
no, if he don't have that bone fracture in his eye,
Hold on,
Embiid was having a great
Oh,
playoff.
time out,
See,
no,
we were
time out,
peed
time
off
out.
last year
Time
when
out.
we said the Bucks. People were saying about the Bucks, and y'all was pissed
Why?
because people said Brooklyn was handicapped, right? People said Phoenix was handicapped. People said the Lakers were handicapped.
How?
No, they didn't say that. The only thing they said that was about Brooklyn.
About Brooklyn.
Okay, so
And you the main one talking about KD's shoe was just too big.
no,
Who
I didn't
put
say
on
that.
the shoe too big?
I didn't say that. I said on paper.
Somebody
KD
put a gun in that brother head. Said, "Look, you
I
gonna wear
said
them
on
too
paper-
you gonna wear them too big shoes."
Don't
so you
put
can
words
lose
in my
He
mouth.
said,
Don't
no,
put words
no,
in
he
my
said-
mouth. I'll say what I said.
What's that?
I said on paper, Brooklyn was designed to win, and they should have. That's what I said. I admit I picked Brooklyn to win
Thank you.
last year.
You
I
did.
picked Brooklyn.
All right.
I picked Brooklyn, but but I also said the part y'all like to leave out:
What?
the winner of the Bucks Brooklyn series was going to win the title. Go play
You
that.
didn't say
tape
that
back.
last year.
Go play that tape.
You
back.
didn't say that
Go
last
play
year.
that tape back. Tone, what I say, bro? Yes, sir. Go play that tape back.
Don't make me look back and
Go-
say it,
go
'cause if
play
you
that
didn't
tape
say it,
back.
I will play.
Go
it.
play that tape back. Even though the Bucks are not in the
Shit.
championship this year, so it don't matter.
Anyways.
Go play that tape back.
Anyways.
So we got Miami and Boston. Who
But
you
like
got?
you said, Kesey, all these teams that's here now, handicap. But I will say this.
So you just going to ignore
Phil-
me.
Can I get there? Can I get there?
Sleepy?
Philadelphia, they was
Sorry,
gonna lose
dude.
regardless. I honestly believe that. When he didn't win that MVP, that just sucked the life out of him. That's
Well-
number one. Hold on. Number two, James Harden is the reason why Philadelphia lost that
Does
series.
he stay or go?
Huh?
Does he stay or go?
He stays.
Can I ask y'all a question?
Who
though?
wants James Harden right now? Seriously, who would sign him
People
for
still say
$200 million?
Not me.
not that. I'm saying he'll be
That's
there.
what he gonna command.
Well, he gonna be standing on the market.
Because right
He
now
won't be on the
if
market long.
he's making 45 now.
But there's some teams that'll pick him up though.
Just
to be
gonna have to
strict.
play James
Not no
Harden
championship
4 years.
contender.
You gonna have to pay James Harden 4 years,
Exactly.
$200 million.
Not no championship contender.
No, because ain't nobody afford him.
People can afford him.
Who?
Okay,
So if-
see,
Go back home, try it again.
So if this is, and you know what's funny about this? This is interesting because number one, don't put this out the window. James Prime might go back to Brooklyn. James might go back to Brooklyn. Why would he go back to Brooklyn?
If Kyrie leaves,
Kyrie's playing all year.
no, I think there's too much bad blood with him and Kyrie.
You think so?
Side note, did you see that Nike's talking about dropping Kyrie?
No, they told me they won't resign. They said they won't.
Same thing.
No.
Same thing.
I don't buy his shoes. I've never been a big fan of his
but
shoes, so I
if
don't
you getting
care.
dropped by Nike. You know, Nike support everything that
They
people
do.
are against.
Hey, you know what? Let me tell you something. You're right about
They
that.
support
You're right about
everything
they
people
support
are against.
everybody. Even if you did something, they just put you on the back burner and be like,
No, they made a whole press around Colin Kaepernick. Like,
I know his
Serena
shoes are sold
Williams.
out. His t-shirts are sold out.
man, my Nike said we want all the smoke. Because what else you gonna wear? Adidas?
That's true.
This Nike. Nike, you know, they dropped Kyrie.
They think about they're not re-signing.
They're not
for
gonna
the
re-sign the
shoes.
contract because they say you don't play a whole season. They don't get their money's worth.
That he comes.
they don't get their money's worth. Do you see how many people wear Kyrie's?
I know that's what I'm saying. That's why it's interesting.
Nike is one greedy mother.
Oh, they're greedy.
They're greedy. They greedy, but
They
they're
greedy.
most
But
professionals
Nike has
are.
the attitude, like he just said. Where else you gonna go? Where else you gonna go?
Adidas.
Stop it.
Yeah, literally. Adidas.
But
But at the same time, you got to remember the only person they got is James Harden.
they
that's
got
true.
don't they got LeBron? Is it LeBron on Nike?
No, I'm talking
Come on,
about
Adidas.
Oh,
They got Dame too.
And
Dame,
who?
Hey, you know who coming? You know who coming?
Who wears?
Puma.
Can I ask you this? Puma are great for people with flat feet. I own a couple pair, but can I ask you this?
What?
Outside of Jordans, LeBron, and KDs, what are people wearing? I don't hear people talking about. I got the latest Stephs.
Kyrie's.
You want me to tell you what everybody wearing right now?
What's
What?
that?
The LaMelos.
Really?
Them busting. Them first pair.
Listen, they selling out. They selling out
Who's
like
he
James.
on?
Puma.
Puma.
They
Really?
selling out like Jordans.
Get out of here.
He's
Yeah, I
selling
tried
out
to
more than
cop.
Kawhi shoes.
I tried to cop it. I couldn't cop.
Okay.
I tried to get Preston both pair. And
Oh,
every pair,
You want them Ricky Mort? Them quick
try to cop them.
On what? I'm gonna check
They
them
be
out.
going in 30 seconds. They go in the store, they like that.
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
That's
Because
crazy.
it's like the first come, first serve basis.
Yeah,
with
with
those.
Puma because they ain't ready. They
They ain't ready.
They
Puma ain't used to that.
They ain't used to this. Puma ain't used
I'm
to this.
telling you, if you have really flat feet, Puma is definitely what's up. For real.
But yeah, back to but to me, I've seen 3 games, so
You seen 3 games of what?
Boston and
2.
Miami.
Has
No,
it been
3.
3 already?
It's been 3.
It has been.
That last game was in
Miami's up-
Boston.
Yeah, Miami's up 2-1, right?
Miami's up 2-1.
Yeah.
So to me, I think
Before you go and do your thing, let me ask a question about the series. I feel like Miami feels that they're being disrespected and not taken seriously.
oh yeah. But I also feel like Miami, but the thing about this is the thing of Miami is without Jimmy B, without Jimmy Buckets,
Oh yeah, you're in
it's a
trouble.
wrap.
You're in trouble.
They're done.
You're in trouble.
Tyler the Hero, all who
He's playing
Bam.
game 4 though. It's just announced on Bleacher Report.
Yeah, they all
started.
playing because even though he was injured, Boston should have won that game. They lose. And that's the thing. I feel like I want to give it to Miami, even though I don't want to. But I'm gonna give it to Miami. I'm giving the edge to Miami just because Boston makes too many mistakes. And when you make the kind of mistakes they're making, that's how you lose games. And this is the playoffs. You can't afford to lose games. This ain't the season. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
So if, like, let's say, just for instance, let's say everybody knows. I think everybody knows if Milwaukee had Middleton, we'd have beat them in 6.
Mm-hmm.
Because they gave us the window. And a team like Miami, you can't give a team like Miami a window because, like I said before, they'll bust it wide open. So
yeah.
And Jimmy Buckets, I will say this, he has put Miami on his back. Like throughout the season, he is, I ain't gonna say a no-show, but he is, he's always injured. This is going on. He's not playing this game. I don't know how many games he's played this year. If it was 60, it was barely 60. But now when the playoffs come, he's damn near averaging 30. So for me, I feel like
they actually had a stat out that said Jimmy only shows up during the
playoffs. And so, that's, unfortunately, that's what
he ain't showing up now because that brother knee is swollen.
It is, but so for me, I'm giving the edge to Miami. I think they
really,
I'm giving the edge to Miami. Boston make too many mistakes for me, to be honest with you.
That's where I said Boston's a better team, but Miami is just a tad bit smarter.
They're more
refined. I think that comes from Spoelstra.
That's good coaching.
Making some good adjustments.
To
how Boston decides to run at them.
Yeah,
and PJ Tucker is saving them because he is bodying the hell out of Tatum right now.
He is,
and he's able to stay in front of him at the same time.
And Tatum's soft. As much as Tatum, what's funny? PJ Tucker, he said he wanted Milwaukee.
I know he did.
You heard about that?
I did. I know he did.
He said he wanted Milwaukee.
I wanted that matchup.
I
did want that matchup.
PJ Tucker started talking a little more toward the playoffs, and he was opening up about the breakup with Milwaukee, and he was just like, he didn't want to leave, but Milwaukee didn't offer him anything.
I know.
Milwaukee picked Bobby over PJ.
What would you done?
I probably Bobby
no, Bobby over PJ.
I liked what PJ brought to the Bucks, bro. I thought
better than Bobby.
I liked what PJ brought to the Bucks.
One of those guys have a T-shirt. One of them.
Yeah, but the other one started a wine challenge. You know what I'm saying? I like them both. I wish the Bucks would have tried to work it out for both because they both added to our championship.
If PJ was a slight better shooter, they probably would have signed him. A slight better
just let him shoot from his sweet spot from the corner. Just put him in the corner.
All I say is that should have been his money that George Hill got.
PJ. Yes.
Now you say
because PJ took a discount too.
He said he would have took a discount from Milwaukee if they didn't offer him nothing.
But they offered George Hill some money. What loyalty do they got to George Hill?
Because they traded him the year we won the championship.
No,
they did.
Him and Wesley.
Year before.
Nope, him and Wesley got traded
the year we won
the year of the championship. That summer before the championship.
That summer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They were here the year before.
Yeah. But the year if they were on the team, they would have got that ring.
So that's what you said. They owe themselves?
No, they don't owe basketball don't owe anybody anything. We know that. Basketball will praise you and put you down the minute you lose that game. Look at what y'all do to LeBron.
Here we go.
Enough is never enough. Right?
Here we go.
So who you got?
I gave Miami the slight edge.
I like Boston, but yesterday Boston.
I forgot about this real quick. Sorry to interrupt you. Good. The last time they played for a conference championship was the bubble.
The bubble.
I forgot about that. Bam blocking Jason Tatum's dunk at the buzzer.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about that.
And then they go on to get defeated by the Lakers.
The Lakers sweep them. It was a gentleman's sweep.
It was a gentleman's sweep. It wasn't. Yeah. It wasn't all that.
That whack championship LeBron brought to LA. Anyways, go ahead. What are you saying
now? So I like Boston, but to your point, they couldn't get it done last night without Jimmy Butler. If you can't get it done without Jimmy, that's tough. But I think Boston and Miami will go the stretch.
I definitely think they'll go.
If Jimmy plays, I got Boston winning this series to lose to Golden State in the finals. I got Boston.
We know who you got for the NBA champions.
Well,
now we know who you got.
I got Boston sneaking it out in 6 or 7.
I got Miami in 7, but go ahead.
Case.
I got Miami in 6.
Ooh. Is that only because Boston beat the Bucks, or you really think Miami's?
I really think Miami is smarter than them.
Okay.
I think, like you said, it comes down to coaching.
And
as much as I don't like Spoelstra, whatever his name is, he's
not afraid to make adjustments.
He's not made to make adjustments, and he's a good, solid coach.
I think Tyler Hero coming off the bench does something different for them that Boston can't compete with. Pritchard in them is okay, but you talking about Hero? That's a dub, guaranteed off the bench every night.
That's true. Really. My thing is,
I don't know, man. Just looking at on Instagram. Usually when players do this, it's their farewell. So Cat from the Bucks, Javon Carter posted,
say goodbye, thank you.
Milwaukee, thank you. So that usually means they're done when they do that.
He knew. Well, he wasn't finna get
Isn't this the
re-signed.
Cat that they say his hands are registered lethal weapons?
No, that's not him.
That is him, isn't
No,
it?
it's not. That's the He played for Miami. He played for Miami. No, he was playing for Brooklyn. He played for Brooklyn. The karate dude.
So it's not Carter, though.
No, it's not Carter.
Okay.
I can't think of his name.
Okay.
Though.
Nevertheless, I just find that interesting that players doing that already.
Well, he wasn't coming back. To
I mean,
Milwaukee.
for $500,000, I mean, bruh, there's executives.
The reason I don't know why we signed him.
Because they said he could shoot the 3.
He can't shoot up 3. No, who you got? So you got you said Miami.
I said Miami.
So we got I'm not going there yet. We're not going there yet. So
look at never read the comments.
We're going up. Oh, okay. We're gonna play the thing that's been kind of going across ESPN, has been blowing up on social media, been blowing up all over the place. The rant of Patrick Beverley. Now, before we even get into this, if anything, you can say anything you want about Pat Bev, but he commanded all the attention this week. And if it wasn't for Pat Bev, we wouldn't have much to talk about.
Oh, he auditioning for his job after he retired.
I ain't mad at him, and the way he says it so factually, I'm not mad at it.
Okay,
I found it very entertaining, to say the least.
So for all of y'all listening at home, this is about a 6-minute clip. About
5 minutes. This is about a 5-minute clip. I played a 5-minute clip because it adds a lot of meat to the bone.
Right.
And I think that if we had played just a little bit of it, it wouldn't have been the same.
Yep.
This is from Get Up.
CP3, is he going to be a Hall of Fame? No question about it. Yeah. Right? No question about it. Do guys in the NBA go to sleep early the night before playing the Phoenix Suns? Hell no. No.
You mean as a team, or would you talk about Chris Paul individually?
Chris Paul individually.
Okay.
No. I'm going to Steak 44 over there in Phoenix. I'm going to have me a nice little wine, probably sweat it out, and the pregame shoot around and get ready for Chris Paul. Steph Curry, I'm going to bed at 8 o'clock. Mom, don't call me. My girl, don't call me. I'm locked in right now. It's two different monsters. That's all.
Yeah. Well, listen. He plays. I don't. So if you gonna tell me that he don't go up, you ain't going to sleep early for Chris Paul, that's fine. But what I'm saying about Chris Paul is this, and this is what can't be ignored. Quintessential point guard, floor general, make others around you better, knowing everybody's job, knowing what everybody is supposed to do, and being that elite floor general. That's not deniable. Now, what I would say to Patrick Beverley and my little brother here is being a little bit disingenuous is this.
It's a hell of a word.
Let me say, well, you understand it. You're a highly intelligent brother. You act like you don't know it. You know exactly what the hell it means. The point that I'm trying to make to you about it is this. No. Why do you go to sleep early for Steph Curry? Because Steph Curry could drop 40 or 50.
Right.
That's why. See, you go to bed early for dudes that can embarrass you, that will literally wake up the next or go against you the next night and take you to school. So you get up to make sure they ain't going to do that to you. Most instances, that's not what Chris Paul is going to do. When Chris Paul was sensational and we were going ballistic because of what he was doing in game 2, he had 28 points and 14 assists. That's not something you lose sleep over. That's a floor general that got a shot going, but he's still running the floor, running the team the way that you're supposed to do it. Whereas somebody like Steph Curry, you blink and he might drop 10 threes on you. You blink and he might drop 50 on you. That got Luka, for example. Luka with the 27 in the first half. Luka can drop 50 on you. Those are the dudes that you lose sleep over.
Man, ain't nobody worried about Chris Paul when he played Phoenix Suns. Nobody in the NBA.
Well, what did I just say, though?
And I'm just letting you know how NBA players feel.
I believe you, but what I'm saying
He's
is
finessed the game to a point where he gets all the petty calls, all the swipe throughs at the end. I mean, this guy is out, man. We gonna be honest. We want to be really honest.
Yes.
He should have fouled out. He should have fouled out. The last game too. You see the replay against Brunson. Hit him on the shoulder. Hit him in the mouth. Ref don't call anything. If that's me, review it. Flagrant 1. If that's him, they don't call it. So let's not get it twisted, man. He should have fouled out. He can't guard. He literally can't guard.
He can't guard.
Yeah.
He can't. Chris Paul can't guard anybody. Is that what you say?
Did you see that? No, he can't. Everyone knows that.
Excuse me. No. I don't know that. I haven't heard anybody tell me that.
Because you haven't suited up. You know, guys don't like to tell you all the truth. You know that. Because they scared. They're scared what you
No. He's right about that. They will lie. He's honest. They will lie. That is true. He's not lying about that.
CP can't guard nobody, man. Everybody in the NBA know that. Everybody know that.
Anybody.
What we call it? Cone. You know what you do with cones? Like when in the summertime, you got a cone. You make a move. What does the cone do?
Stay still.
Exactly. He's a cone. Stop playing, man. Everybody knows that. Everyone knows that. It's just y'all don't want to accept it because
I don't accept that. No. I'm saying again, if you're taller than them, you see you can shoot over him. Obviously, that's
but give him the Ben Simmons slander. Give him the PG 13 slander. Give him the slander that you give everybody.
First of all, watch yourself now.
Come on now.
Don't compare CP3 to Ben Simmons.
No, I didn't compare. I said the slander.
Show up.
I said the slander.
Ben Simmons didn't show up.
I said the slander.
Well, what's the slander? I'm gonna give you. If you show up, listen.
That's the funny part.
I consider a guy that's an elite defender. You know how I feel about
best in the world.
Well, I wouldn't say the best in the world, but I get you. I know that you're an elite defender. I'm giving you props for that, my brother.
The best in the world.
Okay, well, you should feel that way about yourself. I don't feel that way about you, but you should feel that way about yourself.
ESPN gave me the numbers.
That you're the best in the world?
It's Giannis at 41.3%, and it's Patrick Beverley at 41.9%, which means if you have the ball and Patrick Beverley is guarding, it feels like Giannis is guarding you. I'm only 6 feet.
Wait,
what do you want me to do?
I did say
the greatest
of
all
time.
I did say you were an elite defender.
Those are the numbers.
No, I can't.
Be happy with that for the moment.
Let's stay on top.
Those are the
For the
numbers.
moment. My point to you is this, though. Just because you're an elite defender doesn't mean that CP3 gets to be discredited. When you look at CP3 and what he brings to the table, do you not believe he's an elite point guard?
Well, go get someone who's not an elite defender and have him up here talking to you. Y'all got Patrick Beverley up here. I'm going to give you Patrick Beverley truth. I can't give you the next man truth.
But you comparing him to you.
Who?
CP3, I'm talking about defensive. I'm saying defensively. In other words, if you're sitting there saying that, sure. So I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt on that. But what I'm saying is most people don't defend like Patrick Beverley. So because of that, I can look at him and in its totality, looking at the NBA and a body of individuals that play in the NBA with all of these dudes like literally asking them. It's like asking them to do, I don't even know what to come up with to ask them to play some defense. You going to tell me that CP3 can't defend compared to most of the NBA? I beg to differ. And I think you do too when you compare him to most of the NBA. There's a whole bunch of cats in the NBA that can't defend.
No, when I compare him to top 10 greatest point guards ever.
Okay, all right.
I'm not looking at
that. But that's different. That's different. You said the man can't defend.
No, I'm not saying that. But now you want me to take what CP is and put him in a bottle with everyone else. I won't do that. I would not do that.
Okay.
I'm going to judge him based off exactly what you guys tell me that he is.
All right,
He's a top 5 point guard. Some say arguing, some says not arguing. He's a top 10 point guard in all time. What would John Stockton do?
John Stockton could defend. He was a rough rider.
Okay.
No doubt about it.
I'm just asking, what would he do?
But I think offensively, his skill set didn't compare to CP3.
I agree.
Offensively.
But what would John Stockton do?
He was a dog.
That's all
Ain't
I'm
no
saying.
question.
That's all I'm
there's
saying.
No question about it.
What was John Stockton?
But listen, last night, listen, I would have loved to have you here after game 2 as opposed to after they just got blown out in game 7.
But I said this on the show when I was in LA.
Okay.
NBA Today.
I tweeted this after game 2. This is a very interesting series. It's a very interesting series.
Okay.
If I'm the coach, and no discredit to Monty, hell of a coach.
Hell of a coach. Hell of a coach.
No. Wrong word. If it's a word better than hell, I don't know what. A heaven of a coach.
Okay.
You understand? Like phenomenal coach.
Good.
I'm not playing CP, not as much.
Thanks
So,
for watching ESPN.
We're
on
gonna start
YouTube.
this
The
off
live
with how
stream-
the original question was the blowout that the Phoenix Suns suffered in the game 7, 123-90. What does that do for Chris Paul legacy? That's what it started from. Now, I'll swing the question to Dre, Stephen B first, as far as
Stephen B.
as far as what the legacy. And like I said before the video even started, the way Patrick Beverly says stuff is so matter of fact, and then on top of that, he's entertaining. And if anything, that's what ESPN wants, and that's why I think that was what Tuesday or Monday he was on. He was on for the rest of the week talking about everything.
It's still making
He's
rounds.
entertainment.
So I'll say this. Shout out to Patrick Beverly for creating his career after basketball. That's number
Okay.
one. Patrick Beverly is making himself relevant again because there's no one cared really about him after they lost.
And they won't talk about him again after this season is done. Hey, shout out to Pat Bev.
You know, Pat Bev, what I can say a lot. So what are your direct questions?
My question. Let's talk about CP3.
Okay.
Let's not even talk about Bev and what he said. Let's talk about CP3. As far as CP3's legacy, because in this game, I think he had 4 points
That's a good camera.
or
No.
6 points or something like that. Then on top of that,
Yeah, I like that. That's dope.
and then on top of that, we talking about Chris. This is Chris Paul. I think he's 0-7 or 0-5.
He's 0 and something. He's pretty bad.
He is 0-5 in his last game 7. 0-7 in his last game 7s.
Mhm.
And that's including Clippers, Houston Rockets, now the Phoenix Suns. So what does this blowout do for his legacy? If it's nothing, it's nothing. If it's something, it's something.
I mean, all it does. So
It's one thing to lose, but he's getting blown out. He's getting blown out.
I don't like that we take it. Was it an embarrassing loss? Absolutely.
Hold on, before you go any further. It was embarrassing.
I said
And let me
that.
tell you how bad it was.
I know. I stopped
I'm
watching.
gonna tell you how bad this was.
Mhm.
The Bucks got beat, and they didn't get beat by a little.
That
Yeah,
nigga
blah,
blew
blah.
out.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. But because Phoenix got beat so bad,
Was it 50?
almost 50,
Yeah.
that the commentators didn't even have much to even say about the Bucks loss,
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
Bucks got their ass whipped.
Bad.
You know what's funny about the Bucks losing though?
Badly.
The Bucks lost, but Giannis had 40?
40 and 20.
Exactly. So it's one thing to lose, but it's another thing for your superstar not to show up.
In fact, the Bucks lost, but under Giannis, it still said first player in NBA history to score 200 points,
2000.
150 rebounds during a series or something crazy like that.
And
So,
we lost, and we didn't have our second best player.
Exactly. And he made up for that.
Here's what I'm going to say. First of all, I got to comment on Patrick Beverly. You didn't have to make it personal. You could have kept it
I
to
don't think
basketball.
he did give you the basketball.
No, talking about people ain't hanging out with Chris Paul.
No. He said Chris Paul is a cone. What do you do with a cone? You make a move, it does nothing. You keep on going about your business. Those are bad. He kept it to the 94 feet.
I'm going to tell you like this. Pat Bev, I would totally watch his show. It would be full with a lot of hate. I can't wait to hear him go in on LeBron because you know he got a lot to say about that.
The only thing he got to say about LeBron is he can't wait to play with him.
Yeah.
That's the only thing he said about him.
Only thing he said about LeBron.
Oh, that surprises me. But
Oh,
nevertheless, Chris Paul's legacy, does it take a hit? I say no, because you still haven't won any championships. Like, if he was, you know what I'm saying? You ain't won no
Who you talking about
championships.
Pat Bev?
No.
Oh,
Chris
you talking
Paul.
about
I'm
okay.
answering your question. Does this game hurt Chris Paul's legacy? No, because all the greats have lost some terrible games. No.
Okay, hold on a second.
no.
They've lost some terrible games, but have they showed up? Like he
Well-
said before, we're not mad that Giannis lost the game, but if Giannis lost, if let's say we did lose how we lost, and Giannis had 10 points,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
like, what's
well,
up?
I mean, again, I'm gonna say this.
It's not LeBron losing. It's how you lose.
So I don't know if this is us, but it looks like the internet thing only has one bar. Is that going to affect us?
No, it just means
This is something with the city.
No, I just want to make sure it doesn't.
You gonna get yours out, Stephen B?
you're hardwired. So
Okay, very good. So I don't think, thank you. I don't think it disrupts his legacy. Chris Paul is a top point guard ever. He will be.
But is he-
Chris Paul makes people better. Pat Bev has never made anyone better.
He wasn't. You know, another thing, Pat Bev said, I'm not comparing myself to him. I'm comparing him with the all-time greats.
Well,
So where does Chris Paul sit in the all-time greats?
I've never made him part of my top 10. Okay, I've never made Chris Paul part of my top 10.
He's not your top 10 point guards?
Oh, I'm talking about players.
Oh, of course
I'm
not
talking-
players. I'm
I
talking
can give
point
you
guards.
5 point guards that I'm gonna pick over Chris Paul right now.
Go.
Magic Johnson,
All right.
Isaiah Thomas,
Okay.
John Stockton,
All right.
Steph Curry.
He's not a point guard, but go ahead.
He's a point guard.
Go ahead. He's
He
not a
plays
point guard.
point guard.
He's not a point
He
guard, but go
plays
ahead.
point guard.
He's not a point guard, but
He
go ahead.
plays point guard.
He's 6'1". He doesn't have a choice.
Okay. So I was that 4 or was that 5?
That was 4.
That was 4. And so
He's not a point guard.
the 5th, the other one that I'm probably going to take over him is Tony Parker. Tony
What?
Parker
All right.
won championships.
you gonna leave Steve Nash out
Okay.
the conversation?
You can keep him. Okay. You can keep him. He
man.
stole Kobe's MVP. And I'm not going to say Stephen Nash is better than Chris Paul.
I almost slap you out that chair.
Why?
Steve Nash is a Hall of Famer.
And he could be your guy, but is he better than Chris Paul?
Yes.
Well, then that's y'all prerogative. That's y'all prerogative.
You forgot like our favorite Buck, Oscar Robertson.
Wait, time out. The
Like,
qu-
you gonna say top 10, right?
Do you want to join the microphone?
No.
Come on. Come
Just
on.
go your top.
No, no.
Just go your top 5. Just keep
No,
going.
because I got
Go
to
ahead.
respond to
Come on,
Tone.
put your
Just
top
keep
5.
going, man.
Let him finish. That was my fault.
Listen,
Top 5.
I'm saying this to say the reason I picked Tony Parker was an example to say everything's about championships, right? LeBron's not better than Jordan because of championships, right?
That's different.
Is it?
It is.
Is it?
It is.
So Tony Parker is not a real pick, but those 4 that I named before then, those 4 are better
You
than
said
Chris Paul.
5. He'll give you your 5. If Tony Parker's part of your 5, he's part of your 5. That's
He's
your
not.
opinion.
He's not part. He's not
Okay.
part.
So who's your 5th?
So,
Because this is to me. But while you thinking about it, to me, this is very interesting. I don't think Pat Bev was hating. I think Pat Bev was speaking his truth.
I don't think he was hating, but I think the way he came off, he sounded very personal.
Well, Pat Bev is an aggressive guy, so he's going to come off aggressive.
Yeah.
But I don't think that anything I think stuff that he said, he's heard players say. The fact that he said nobody is scared of Phoenix, and he was just talking about Chris
Well-
Paul. He talking about Chris Paul. And to be honest with you,
I've been saying that all season.
I don't see anybody being scared of Chris Paul.
I've been saying that all season.
But Stephen A explained it very well. Like Chris Paul and Steph Curry is 2 different monsters because as much as Chris Paul is like, hey, let's get prepared for the game, so on and so forth. Chris Paul is not going to drop 40 on you. Steph Curry can drop 40 on you
In his
and-
sleep.
exactly.
Okay,
And
I'll give you one.
Yeah.
I'll give you one
Who?
that I'll take over Chris Paul.
Who?
Jason Kidd.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Jason Kidd.
Yeah.
Or Dr. Jerry West, right? But I'll take Jason Kidd.
Jason-
I'll take Jason
I don't
Kidd.
think Jerry West
Jason
is a point
Kidd
guard.
changed the game for point guards when he played. The only problem with Jason Kidd was he played in Jordan's era too, so he couldn't get as many championships. He finally got one when he beat who? LeBron,
Mhm.
right? He got it with Dallas, with Dirk. So I'll take him over Chris
He
Paul.
didn't beat LeBron. Dirk beat LeBron.
That's true too. But go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Don't forget that.
Where you put GP at?
Gary Payton to me,
Top 20.
11, 12.
No,
you know,
top 20.
11, 12, 13. He's in that top caliber
All
of
time,
players.
top 20.
That's what I said. You know, I'll give him that. But the thing about
I'm not
Chris
putting him
Paul,
at 11.
The thing about Chris Paul, my thing is, how can we say this hurt his legacy if his legacy has not been cemented? He's lost. He hasn't won titles. He's lost in the finals. He's 0-7. Hold up.
Go
I'm going
ahead.
to get to my point. The point is, other than Chris Paul being a good point guard, what legacy is it to protect? You know what I'm
You're
saying?
saying the same thing as Pat Bev, but you're just being nice.
Okay. What is left to protect?
So you're saying the same thing as Pat Bev, but
No,
you're being nice.
no. I'm saying is
Are you
Pat-
saying that it's
listen.
still being written?
Pat Bev said it hurts his legacy. My thing is there's no legacy there because he hasn't done anything.
He's known as the point guard. That's why, and everybody calls him
Magic,
that.
But he's the point guard now.
But there's so many point guards that you would put above him. He's really not the point guard.
no,
Missing the key thing.
which is
Which is
A ring.
and I said that when I started my Stephen B. take.
But in Charles' words, he said a ring doesn't make who's the all-time greatest, though, right?
Same guy who doesn't have one either. Let's go ahead and put that asterisk right there.
I will say this. I don't want to say.
So did you give your 5 guards up?
I did. I said Magic. I said, and this is in no order. I said Magic, Jason Kidd, John Stockton. I said Steph Curry. And who was the other one? Isaiah Thomas. All ahead of Chris Paul. All ahead of Chris Paul.
Oh, okay.
You don't agree?
I agree.
Yeah. All ahead
I,
of Chris
I
Paul.
know 5 that I'll take over.
Go ahead.
Give me 5.
Baron Davis.
Wait. So my Tony Parker got a what? And this just gets a really.
People forget
Did you say really?
People really forget how good Baron Davis was.
I do remember how good Baron Davis was. He wasn't that good. Nah,
Baron Davis is one of my favorite players
They
because the way he brought back his team.
what, the stocky point guard?
No,
What?
he brought Golden State back to life.
I'll say this:
That's
if,
his highlight. That's
if
his only
Baron
highlight.
Davis didn't have bad knees, Baron Davis would have had an
Incredible season,
Yeah,
incredible
incredible.
career.
If Derrick Rose wouldn't have got hurt, that if he had better knees, he'd be a different kind of player.
If
So-
it was a fifth,
I'll be done.
Go ahead, Keith.
Who else you got?
Penny Hardaway.
I like that.
Over Chris Paul.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm saying
I like that one. Go ahead.
the response you gave me.
I like Tony Parker.
All right.
Tony Parker's good
I like Chauncey Billups.
over Chris Paul.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. Okay, go ahead.
These are now, mind you, the names that bro is naming right now. None of them have ever made any top anything lists.
I don't want to say
None of them have
there. Hold on a
ever
second.
made
I'll say
any
this.
top anything.
I don't know. I don't know.
No, I'm saying that because I appreciate that because they're the forgotten talent.
I'll say that.
That's why I'm saying that. 'cause they-
Exactly. That's
you know
why
what? You know what's funny about this?
These are the players I watched growing up.
This
These
is
are
a-
the players I love.
This is every hood nigga list.
Oh, is it?
Hardaway, Baron Davis, we dunked on old boy. No, go ahead.
And you know you got to take Isaiah Thomas.
Yep.
And
Isaiah was a baller. I hated him.
and I'm
Isaiah
definitely
was
and I'm
a baller.
and I would definitely take Steph or Steve Nash.
What
over
about
him.
Magic?
Oh, that's automatic.
I'm
Magic,
surprised.
Magic is in a different category from.
That's what we talking about though. All time. But I'm surprised you didn't say AI.
Well, see, AI was an off guard.
No, he was a point.
He was an off guard.
He was a point in where he was in Philadelphia
He's
as a point.
He's a 1-2. Eric Snow was a point guard.
Yeah, I'll get that. Okay, I get that.
Don't get Casey started over.
You know, I know.
Who are now? Is Chris Paul? One second, Tone. Is Chris Paul in your top 5?
No.
Who are you taking over him?
Well,
And
you
then
know what?
we'll
This
let Tone jump in there.
This what I'll say about my about as far as point guards go. Is Chris Paul in my top 5? He's number 6. Because if you go Isaiah Thomas, you go Magic Johnson. These are guys I watch.
In no order?
No order.
Okay.
No order. Isaiah Thomas, Magic Johnson, Oscar Robertson. I want to go Steve Nash. And I want to go, you know what? Yeah, Chris Paul is in my top 5.
Okay.
He's
And-
in your top 5.
I'm gonna tell you
And
why.
that's not
It's-
terrible.
But hold on, though. It's so many other guards that people don't even
So-
talk about
so
no
here's the
more.
thing- Here's the thing about Chris Paul. And I think this is why he is. That's why he was crowned point god so far. That's why people were talking about him.
He's only point guard because of this generation.
I was just gonna say,
Could you
but
people-
in a sea of Kyrie Irvings, in a sea of Steph Currys, there is somebody who is willing to make their team better and put the team before himself. Chris Paul has always been that point guard.
But I
and he
get
is
it.
in
I get it.
him in Phoenix. That's why I thought they were good to go.
I get that, but I come from an era where I watched some good point guards.
Yeah,
And people forget about players like Rod Strickland and
Walt Frazier,
John Starks.
Pistol Pete. These wasn't even our era.
This
These are great.
and Tone is this is interesting because this is an older school list, and I forgot about Walt Frazier, but I didn't see him play though.
None of us did.
Nobody puts Kenny Smith on their list. Nobody puts Nick Van Axel on their
because they
list.
shouldn't be on this list.
Dame Lillard,
Dame Lillard shouldn't be on
Kyrie
this
Irving.
list. He
See,
not on
and
this
that,
list.
that's what I was going to ask
But
y'all.
they should
Where-
be on the
So
list.
was
but
you a
if
Mike
Chris
Bibby
Paul's
fan?
on the list,
What?
Did you like Mike Bibby?
He was cool, but he
Mike
wasn't
Bibby
like.
was
Mike Bibby
entertaining.
wasn't a top.
He was
He,
top.
he was
Mike
entertaining.
Bibby had a stroker.
But this my
Bibby
thing.
was an entertainer like Jerry Lynn was an entertainer.
I get that.
Bibby was on the team that should have got it done, that never got it done.
He ended up getting the ring with Miami though.
But
On the
they
bench?
should have got it with Sacramento.
No, he played
They should have got it with
Yeah.
Sac. But
Sacked
right after they
everything.
got rid of Jason Williams.
yep.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead, Tone.
Most of my list is going to be old because I grew up in the era where you picked your point guard first and then you picked your team from there.
Right.
I get
So people like Magic,
Yep.
people like KJ would make my list.
Kevin Johnson?
Yes.
Kevin Johnson. Okay.
Kevin Johnson was a sleeper,
Kevin
but he
Johnson would
played
make
in the
my
Jordan era.
That's bro. I cried to do that.
A lot of the best point guards played in the Jordan era.
The Jordan era.
So they got slept on. Like
Right.
Rod Strickland was in the Jordan era, but you probably wouldn't even know about Rod Strickland because Jordan.
Portland Trailblazers,
Portland
baby.
was a beast back then.
No, you've got to go back to the Washington Wizards days, baby.
Zeke will always make my list. The Dirty D of Detroit is the reason why I even started
Bad
watching
boys, bad
basketball.
boys.
Period.
Mhm.
I thought fighting was legal.
Right.
Steve Nash, I will always put over Chris Paul. It's just a personal thing for me. And then Jason Kidd will always be my favorite point guard in history. Period.
Okay. I mean, I will say this: there's a lot of great players in the NBA.
I put it like this: Chris Paul is forgettable. If there is a better player on the team, you will forget Chris Paul is there.
I'll give you that.
That is why Chris Paul will never make
In Houston,
bigger five.
he plays second fiddle to James Harden.
LA Clippers.
In
it
LA
was Blake
Clippers,
Griffin.
he plays second fiddle to Blake Griffin
Well,
and
I
all
think
those
he
other guys.
made Blake Griffin better.
He made
I'm
him
not
better.
saying he didn't. I'm saying he plays second fiddle.
Blake Griffin was dunking on everybody.
Yeah,
All he needed was one step.
I mean, he was the architect behind Lob City. So he was the one throwing the lobs. So it's one of those things where, like, I see where you're coming from when you say Chris Paul, he's playing second fiddle. But I think right now in 2022, when there's a sea of Kyrie Irvings, there's a sea of Damian Lillards, there's a sea of all these guys who want to get to the bucket. They play point guard because they're small. Like Steph Curry is a shooting guard all day long.
Right.
When my pops is up here, he was like, I don't think Steph Curry is a point guard because he's shooting all the time.
But
Their
that's-
point guard is Draymond Green.
Right, but Steph Curry, where we get the confusion at it, he's changed the game of what a point guard is.
Yeah,
Because
all those guys have.
old school point guards were facilitators. They're the ones who controlled the narrative of what's going to happen on this floor, which is Chris Paul's the last of a dying breed, which is why he's forgettable at times. Steph came in and was like, I am just as much of a threat at the one as he is at the two, as he is the three, as he is the four, and as he is the five. You will not forget who I am, to the point that Steph is now the number one person you care about when he touches the floor.
Automatically.
Automatically. If no, first of all, he controls the narrative, because if he's not getting buckets, he damn sure gonna make sure the ones who do get it, and then he may change his mind come the second half and actually start getting buckets.
Yeah.
So technically, I apologize, Dre. I would put Steph above Chris. He actually should be in my top five, because you know how I feel about game changers.
Absolutely.
If you change the parameter of the game, you automatically become a favorite to me.
Okay, let me ask you this question, though. Let me ask you this question, Tom.
But I still will put Steve Nash over Paul.
Let me ask you the question, because we talk about what a point guard is. We talk about what a point guard is, and we all Steph Curry to me still is a shooting guard. And has he changed the game? Yes, he has.
So Lynn,
He changed it. Hold on, he changed the game because, and this is why kids want to be like him.
All you see
I'm
is
6'2"
threes.
too. I can shoot from 40 feet. What LeBron James do, everybody can't do. And that's where he separated himself.
Oh, he gave
because
LeBron some props.
my thing
Yeah,
is,
hit that round of applause.
Yeah,
buddy.
ain't that button, man. Zeke did
Now
hate
you said something right.
Zeke did hate on LeBron.
so my thing is about like him being in this top 5 point guard stuff. He's not a point guard though.
But he is.
How?
So let me ask you a question.
How?
Let's go back.
Okay.
Let's go back in
No,
time.
I got it.
Hold on. Let's go back in time for a few seconds.
He want to go back to you when you said something nice about LeBron first.
No.
No.
Are these players, because are the players like Baron Davis and like Steve Francis and like Stephon Marbury, are they considered point guards too,
Yes,
or are they considered two guards?
they're point guards.
But they were score first guards,
They were scored
just like Steph.
Baron,
Right?
hold on. Baron Davis is let's say Baron Davis, for instance, because you can hear me on top 5. Baron Davis was a guy who was I'm trying to say he was more of a street ball guy than he was a college
Street ball.
your typical point guard, your typical college point guard who's looking to pass first and then shoot. He wasn't that guy. He was
Baron Davis
Who wasn't that guy?
Baron Davis is a guy who played probably 2 or 3 games of 21 before they played 5-on-5.
And that's what I'm saying. Like,
compared to, let's say, a John Stockton who is 2 passes before you shoot. Kind of a guy.
Yeah, and that's what, and like the whole. And my thing about Baron Davis, Rod Strickland, these were good players, but I wouldn't put them in the all-time grades.
What?
I wouldn't put them in all-time.
Not over Chris Paul. I'm sorry.
Why not?
Not over Chris Paul. Because I think
The only reason you forgot about him was because of your main man.
Because my thing is pick a highlight.
Well,
No, pick something that Baron Davis did.
not besides dunk.
He brought the Warriors back to life.
Well,
He
And
brought that whole
playoff
think,
run.
Think about that playoff run. If
That's
it. They don't fire Mark Jackson.
That's it, though.
He don't fire Mark Jackson. They win a championship that next year.
That's it, though. That's what I'm saying. That's it.
so what I'm saying is the reason why I can't put them over Chris Paul again. Chris Paul legacy, he'll go down at the top. He
Hall
won't
of
ever
Famer.
win. I don't think
Hall of
he'll-
Famer. He'll be.
I
Hall
don't
of
think
Famer.
he'll ever win a championship. I think he'll be one of those that will never win a title unless he joins a super team in the next 2 years or so. But he wants his money. Chris Paul after that paper. So yes, 4 more years in Phoenix, which will take him to age 39.
I think he has a chance next year, but continue. That's
So,
for another day.
Chris Paul, I don't think his legacy's tarnished. It was embarrassing for him to lose that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Devin Booker had a terrible game, so we just can't put it all on CP3.
I think it is tarnished a little bit, though.
Well, hold on. Let me finish before you go in there. Here's why I say it's not tarnished, because what were we judging his legacy on anyway, other than that he made other players better? That's why they call him the point guard, because he makes teams better.
Yes.
The fact that he had one terrible game, albeit costly game, against a young stud in Luka Doncic, we can't hold this whole thing over his career. Chris Paul, if you're going to talk about his legacy for being injured, fine. He was injured a lot.
Yeah.
So to say that his legacy is tarnished for one, albeit terrible game, I think I'm not going to call it disrespectful, but that's a force. That's a force.
See, it's
That's
not
a force.
Before Tone goes, it's not a force because it was not just one game. It wasn't just one playoff game. This has happened to him numerous of times. Now, why is he point guard? Not only he makes his teams better, he's put these teams the number 1 seed multiple times. Like every team Chris Paul goes to, if they're not playoff bound, like when he was with OKC Thunder, they threw him to the wolves. Like, oh, your career over. You'll leave. This is where your career ends. He's like, no, I'm taking him to the playoff. He took him to the playoff. They haven't sniffed the playoffs since. Houston Rockets, same thing. Hey, we're number 1 seed. Now, was it a lot on James Harden's shoulder? Yes, but Chris Paul was there. Same thing with the Clippers. So it's one of those things where like he's point guard, and making a team better turns into best overall record. Making a team better is putting a consecutive playoff team in the mix, and that's what I think. That's why he's like point guard and why he gets all the credit. But go ahead, Tom.
All right. So kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Okay.
What makes the point guards you name not be categorized as some of the greater ones is the same reason why we're even discussing Chris Paul. Because like you said, he makes teams better. At the end of the day, your point guard is supposed to be the glue that puts it all together.
Yeah, the coach on the floor.
I can have a great I can have a superstar at shooting guard, a superstar at small forward, and a superstar at center, but it's my job at the point guard to make all three of these guys work. Okay, whether I'm the big dog myself or I'm just number 5 in this rotation, my goal is to make all these people work. And Chris Paul does a great job at that.
Mhm.
Like, I'm glad you kind of went before I was able to speak, because you kind of pointed out the key facts that I was going to go with. Every team he's gone to, they went from scrubs to number 1 contenders.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
just like a cracked mirror still shines, if you get us to the promised land and we don't cross that threshold, I'm going to look at what's going on. What is happening that you can't finish the job? And it's, if you, like you said, it happened because young dudes ran circles around him. That's cool. But he's what, 0-7 in these situations?
0-7 in
So
game
he won
seven.
young. I mean,
So-
he won over for all 7.
Like 7 times. 7 times you got to this position. 7 times you failed. We can't keep looking at you as that dude if what makes you get the one thing you're missing, you're dropping the ball somehow.
Yeah.
Like, these are the moments when the point guard is supposed to be tough as nails. You put Zeke in that situation, he got the job done.
Broke
You put
leg
Magic
on.
in that situation, he got the job done.
Yeah.
You put Kid in that situation. It was rough, but he damn sure we got over a couple of humps in New Jersey.
Right.
I mean, and the thing about the funny, because the thing about, let's say for Jason Kidd, for instance, when he got to Dallas, it was towards the end of his career, but he was just like, I just don't have to turn over the ball. As long as I don't turn over the ball, as long as I get the guys who need the ball, we're good to go.
That's your job.
Plus,
I don't need to score 50.
Plus, Dallas had a stack lineup.
They did. All you had to do was just beat it, bro.
Just give
Yeah.
it to Dirk. Give it to Dirk.
And what?
What do you mean?
No, I'm just saying. You said give it to Dirk, and
Give it to
yeah,
Dirk.
that's it.
I
mean, but
who
it-
was on that Dallas roster?
It was it was a nice little squad. They shouldn't have beat Miami, but it was a nice
They
little
shouldn't
squad.
have. They should.
But I mean, going back to what we, and I think we're all saying is kind of
Dwayne
saying.
Wade referenced that in his graduation speech today too.
Oh, he did.
How he had to take a backseat to LeBron when he came to Miami.
Oh, okay.
It
I
was in a nice perspective.
But that was.
I mean, but it's
sometimes
one-
you have to make those choices for the greater good.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that, and Pat Bev, his perspective on things and how he worded it was aggressive, and I don't think it was disrespectful. I
it was
think that
I
disrespectful.
just think as they look at it's because it came from Pat
I
Bev.
was that's what I was just
And
about
I
to
think
get
that's
to.
what, like, because if you even hear when he was talking, he speaks highly of himself. And
Yeah.
for some odd reason, NBA fans don't want players to talk highly of themselves.
so that
One of them right here,
that Dallas
except when it's Steph.
that Dallas team had JJ Barea, who was balling.
He was on JJ.
JJ was
JJ
balling.
was on point at that time,
Hitting
bro.
wet pieces.
Stop it, man.
No, that remember when they beat the Lakers and they had to escort Andrew Bynum out because he clotheslined them in the air?
Yeah.
That's because he was balling circles around the Lakers. They had Corey Brewer, they had Karan Butler, they
Karan
had
was on
Tyson Chandler, they had Brandon Haywood, they had Jason Kidd, they had Sean Marion, they had Dirk, they had Sasha Puvajic.
I don't know what it is.
They had Peja Stojakovic and they had Jason Terry. So Dallas had a nice lineup. So
Oh,
Jason Kidd was
Stojakovic.
able to not have to be the Jason Kidd of old to lead that team to a
Right. And
championship.
Jason Kidd just had to be a point guard,
That's it.
which is how to make people like Butler and Dirk get where they need to get and eat how they needed to eat. They were going to do the rest of it for you.
So, let me ask this question, kind of wrap this up. Is CP3 point guard?
He's not point guard.
He's not point guard.
He's not point guard because, let's be honest, Steph changed the game of what a point guard is.
the
He's
point.
the last.
I
He's
don't
the
like
last
that.
of a dying breed.
I'll give you that.
Let me ask you this, fellas. Who is the all-time point guard and the current point guard? The all-time
That's why
point
I'm asking,
guard.
that's why I asked that question.
Okay.
Right now,
So right now, for me, the point guard has to be Steph Curry. The all-time point guard is Magic Johnson, and there's no debate. All time for me,
He cheated because he's 6'8".
but he didn't ask for that role.
Did he? I don't know.
They gave it to him.
I didn't finish watching the special on
The all-
HBO.
The all-time point guard.
I watched
for
some
me,
of it.
I got up to when
Is
he
it
got
good?
crossed.
Showtime.
Is it good?
It's good because I watched it all the way up until he went to
Because you know he has his own out on Apple TV now.
Yes.
He has an official Magic Johnson.
Yeah,
one
that's
out.
an official one. This one that's on
It's
HBO.
more about the Lakers.
It's
It's told by writers.
Yeah, it was more about the Lakers.
It's more about the Lakers, not about Magic
So
Johnson.
I got Magic as
Because when I saw it, I'm like, whoa, what the SpongeBob is going on here?
Oh, it's
Oh, they getting
interesting.
down.
Dr.
interesting.
Dr.
Oh, they
Jerry,
getting down.
bruh, Dr. Jerry West is talking about suing.
He is, so he's not talking about he is.
Suing because of the way he's portrayed. So
Well, then don't be that way.
I got Magic as the all-time point guard, and I got Steph right now. Who you got, Keith? All-time.
I'm so tired of
All-time
this.
point guard.
All-time point guard. Y'all see that beard, though?
Please hurry up.
Anyways,
What?
Thank
I'm
you.
just admiring how black it is.
Hey,
cut the
hey.
booty tickler.
Chris,
Anyways, all-time point guard is it's Magic, dog. It got to be Magic.
okay.
You can't go nowhere else but that. All-time is Magic.
And who is it now?
Current,
Current.
I'm not giving it to Steph.
You don't have to. That's
All
what-
bullshit aside.
Hold on. Let me get it in. Let me get it in. Tone, edit that out.
I'm gonna have to give it to. If you're gonna say point guards, and if he considered the point guard, I'm gonna have to give it to Steph because outside of
Not
Steph,
a point.
what is he considered
If
then?
Magic wasn't a point, then how come Steph's not a point?
Magic was a point. Magic couldn't shoot.
Magic was.
Besides, he
6'8".
couldn't shoot. He was averaging 10, 12 assists.
Steph Curry's a point guard. I'm gonna need you to deal with that.
I mean, when
You
you
and your
He's
shrink.
when you
6'1".
You and
when
your
you a
shrink
whole-
take care
when
of
you
that.
a whole foot taller than your defenders, bro, getting the assist shouldn't be that hard.
Right. Zeke, who is the all-time point? I'm sorry. Yeah, Zeke, who's the all-time point?
But
guard?
also not being
I'll
able to
give it
get
to Magic.
stripped at the same time is a task in itself.
Who's
I'll
the
give you that?
Who's the current point guard? Go ahead, Tone.
Okay.
I'm thinking. Go ahead. Tom.
Okay. So
Steph Curry.
as much as
Answer the question first, Tone.
as much as Magic is that dude,
Steph Curry.
I am biased and I got to give it to Zeke.
Okay,
Cause I'm biased, bro.
that's okay.
I'm biased as
Because
fuck.
that can go either way.
Right.
Can go either way.
I'm biased as fuck. So I got to go with Zeke.
Tone.
When it comes to, he already cussed earlier, bro. It's done.
You already got the split tag.
Yeah,
Please,
it's already
make
got-
no mistakes.
you
This
already
is
got
not the Death Fresh show. It's
you
just
already
our
got the
producer.
he already got the explicit tag. You know what? Piggyback. If I'm gonna go with his theory that Steph is not a point guard, and if he would quit his shenanigans and just get back to business, Kyrie actually is point guard.
Kyrie is the best handles. Kyrie has the potential to be. He had the potential to be the best point in the game.
I'll roll with that, Tom.
I think
If he quits the shenanigans and gets back to business, he really is an all-around great guy. Wherever he goes, bro, he is phenomenal if he quits the shenanigans.
And
yeah,
to-
but
and
I'm
to
not,
me-
taking, I'm
and
not
to
taking
me-
Kyrie over Steph.
And to me, when you talk about like let's just say bringing the ball down,
you, Keith?
Steph Curry barely bring the ball down.
Jeez,
like
are
at
you
least
taking-
Kyrie Irving bring the ball down.
What? Are
Are
you
you-
serious?
are
Yeah,
you-
you never watched the series?
Are you nutty? What?
Draymond Green is at the top of the key with the ball.
Not on every single play.
75%.
So what? LeBron did the same thing to Kyrie.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, Brian did bring.
Yeah,
it up.
he did.
Well, it's Brian.
Because you got to
That's
think
why-
about Brian would bring it down, and
Brian is
based on
different.
and
Brian
based on
different.
what LeBron
So
would
it's-
see, he would either take it himself or he would kick it to Kyrie.
So
to get
then
the
let me
party
ask y'all
started.
a question then. Would LeBron be considered a point guard? Because he averaged high numbers of assists.
You might as well.
He didn't play.
You might as
he
well.
brought the ball up a lot.
You might as well.
The difference.
Point
is,
forward.
Point forward.
The
You might as
difference
well.
is-
Ben Simmons 1-2.
If
Ben
you-
Simmons 1-2. You might as well.
Technically, if you're gonna do that, Magic was a point forward.
The difference is LeBron wasn't ever billed as a point guard. Magic was built as a point guard. He
What was
was
LeBron?
lit-
What did LeBron come in the league as?
Steph was built at
What did LeBron come in the league
a
as?
small forward,
Nope.
power
He
forward.
did.
He came in the league as a point forward. He came in the league bringing the ball up.
Yeah, but we're talking official. If you look at the video
His
games,
official
if you look at the
size
cards,
gave him the forward position at that time because they didn't know what he was.
Steph Curry is billed as a point guard. Is he not?
The same thing with Magic. They didn't know what he was. They just gave him the title point guard because he averaged more assists. They didn't know he was
If
really a
that's the
point.
case, again, Giannis brings the ball up. Ain't nobody calling him point guard.
Not all the
Because
time.
Giannis also would take off.
That's my
That's
point. That's my whole point.
What's your point?
Respect Steph as a point guard.
I'm not saying
Not you.
I was like if we gonna
Dre.
play that rule,
Dre, the only reason he's a point guard
my
is 'cause
job
he's
is to create
6'1".
controversy here. Okay, we all couldn't say Steph.
Let me ask you this question: would you say only he's a point guard because he's 6'1"?
I would say this.
I've seen 6'1" shooting guard.
I will say
Ooh.
this.
Not a good
Listen,
one.
I will say this.
Shooting guard?
Imagine Steph Curry as a shooting guard next to an elite point guard. I don't think it would work.
Yeah, it will.
I don't think if you put Steph with a Kyrie or a Dame, you know what I'm saying, or a Chris Paul, I don't think that would work well as a backcourt. Because
What?
listen to me, all
Okay.
these point guards we just named are shooting point guards, right? They're shooting point guards. Could Steph be built as a shooting guard? Absolutely. But y'all act like Steph can't bring the ball up and make some people fall. You act like Steph's IQ on that ball as a point guard is not great. Him and Jordan Poole and Clay be like doing circles on the court. For
Yeah,
folks.
you're right. Running circles, handing the ball off, getting screens, coming off the screen.
Is that what
doing
point
loop-
guards do?
No, point guards run the offense.
And Steph's not running it?
Steph is bringing the ball at half and handing it off to Draymond Green. Draymond Green is putting his left hand in the air, and they are running a play for Steph.
Technically, Jerry West and Iverson were shooting guards, and they were 6'1", 6'2". So yes,
So,
There
but
are-
Jerry West was built as a point guard.
And you know what's funny about that? They, in the way Iverson played, they forced him to be a shooting guard. Because when he was at Georgetown, what was he?
point guard.
Thank you.
I'm just
They
saying.
forced the
Look,
NBA hand because
Look, I got to go based on what if they say SG by their name, bro, it count.
I get that.
So, I mean, a lot of different opinions here. End of the day, CP3 is a good point guard.
he's your
He'll be in Hall of Fame like
He's
he'll be
guaranteed
in the
in
top
He's
10.
guaranteed in the Hall of Fame.
He'll be in
He's
top
a
10.
prototype point guard for a team.
yes, he's a prototype point guard
But
for
if
a
you
team.
but if you're
And he
looking
makes
for
your team
somebody to
better.
be a game changer himself, it's not Chris Paul.
No.
I think so. You know, it's funny.
It's been a lot of other guards that's been better game changers than him. But if you want somebody that's going to make a team better, if you put the right pieces together,
Mhm.
he's that dude.
So
he doesn't have
we'll
a
say
ring for a reason.
I'll say this then.
Right?
Pat Bev was right.
But the way Pat Bev went about it was a very personal attack.
It was a very aggressive attack, and that's how Pat Bev is. But,
No,
but the
man.
words were coming out his mouth were not wrong.
Well, he said people aren't afraid of CP3.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're not.
I mean, I just want to say this too. When we started this podcast, y'all used to get on me for saying that about CP3. Because remember, Kesey was the big CP3 supporter. And he
I
was
wanted
right.
CP to
And
come to
you're,
Milwaukee.
you're right.
Hold on.
You're right.
What did I say about Chris Paul?
You said
He
Chris
makes
Paul is
teams
good until the
better.
playoffs.
He makes teams better.
And he makes what?
Teams better.
He makes
I
good
wanted
teams
Milwaukee to
better.
sign Chris Paul.
I
I was
remember
like,
that.
hey,
But
sign Chris Paul.
If you're going to make it, if he's going to make your team better, and you're going to depend on him to get your team over that hump,
He's not the guy.
he's not that guy.
He's not that guy. And I
Devin
get that.
Devin Booker was supposed to be that guy,
Yeah.
but Devin
Yes.
Booker didn't show up as that guy because
didn't
Devin
show up
Booker
either.
is a
Well, they rushed him back anyway.
Well, not
They
even.
rushed Devin Booker back.
Not
Let's be
even-
honest. I'm not calling any excuses because Dallas destroyed Phoenix. Dallas didn't need any help from Phoenix. Dallas,
so
They
then
were
why
scoring.
why Markel Bridges didn't do something about it because
well, that whole team they
he
were
made
taken
the
out of
first
it.
team all
He
defense.
did.
They were taken, but again, it was a bad game. It just so happened to be a game 7.
You can't have bad.
You can't
games
have a
yourself.
bad game
I
7
feel
that bad.
that. I
Okay.
feel
Can't.
that. I feel
Okay.
that.
Anything
I feel that.
anything other than that is uncivilized. That is uncivilized.
And to end that show, quoting the great Michael Jordan. Anything
God.
else be uncivilized? That was Jordan, wasn't it?
I don't think that was Jordan.
That was Jordan.
What?
That was him on them Gillette commercials, wasn't it? Tone, you remember?
I remember that uncivilized commercial.
Wasn't those Jordans?
That wasn't Jordan, was it?
I thought it was Barkley. I thought they rotated.
That
who
was
it
Barkley.
Was it Barkley?
I think it was Barkley.
Well,
Barkley.
then we definitely got to end it a different way.
Oh my God, we're gonna end it
Man,
with
you gonna
Steph
better put
Curry
some
and no
name
point
on
guard.
some
How about
respect on
that?
Barkley name, man. You better start disrespecting Charles.
Shout out to Chuck,
Chuck went
the greatest power forward to never win it.
I need
Shout out
Chuck to stop
The
wearing
what?
The greatest power forward to never win a championship. Shout out to
to
Chuck.
never win a championship. You might actually be right.
Oh,
I
easy,
hear that.
easy. Because I mean, ahead of him is Tim Duncan. He
to
won
never-
a title.
Yeah.
Dennis Rodman. I wouldn't put him in front of Barkley, but he won a title. right?
What about like Larry Johnson and them?
They ain't
No.
better than Barkley.
Barkley had
Everybody-
more-
Every time I say his
Barkley had
name,
more of
y'all
an impact
beat me
on
over the
his
head,
team.
so I'm not gonna say it, but y'all know who it is.
Who?
Say it.
Karl
Car-
Malone.
Better than Barkley?
Close.
Barkley?
Wait, I thought Carl got a ring.
Carl did
Carl
not get a
never
ring.
ring.
He
I thought he
joined.
left and
He
He
joined
went to-
that
he
Lakers
went to
team
LA
that
to
got
get a ring,
injured.
and then they didn't win it.
That 4-1 to Detroit.
I thought he went one of the years they won. I'm
He was a
sorry.
better
I
person.
thought he
Maybe they
did
would have
too,
did
he
something.
didn't. But he's probably the second or number one. Some say the power forward that never won a championship.
Tim
Damn.
Duncan's the best of
Oh.
all time.
Easy.
I'm talking about without a championship.
Easy.
We're talking about
Tim
without
Duncan's
a
in my
championship.
top 5. Easy.
But this has been another episode of 94 Feet Podcast.
Wait, why don't you like Steph Curry?
I don't have anything against Steph Curry.
Because you be on him like you be on LeBron.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you
No,
do.
Because you be trying
Yeah,
to
you
give him
do.
a pass, and it ain't a
I
pass.
have never given him a pass.
You give him a pass for everything. When he was over there talking crazy, when he putting
Kesey, do I
putting
give
people to
Steph Curry a
sleep,
pass?
he ain't saying nothing about that.
Kesey, do I give Steph Curry a pass?
Ooh, it sure is nice today.
Exactly. Thank you.
And,
And all I said
we're
was,
back.
Steph Curry is not a point
Forgot
guard.
about Dre.
Okay, I got a question before we get out of here.
Like they got something to
Before
say.
we get out of here, I got one question.
Move the lips.
When it comes to your power forwards, where do you rate Sean Kemp?
Top 10.
Top 15.
Top 20.
Okay.
A highlight reel. Nothing more, nothing
Well,
less.
respectable.
Yeah.
A highlight reel.
Really?
Yeah.
A highlight reel.
I like
Really?
A highlight reel.
I've never even
Okay.
seen him shoot a three.
Now,
You know Tim better?
Then what?
Sean Kemp.
Power forwards?
Yeah.
Do they have to be power forwards or can it be small forwards?
gotta
Nope, gotta be
forward,
power.
'cause he's
Tim
a power-
Duncan, Charles Barkley, Karl Malone, Giannis, power forwards. I'm gonna have to pull up a list, but if
I'll
we're gonna
go
say
Dennis
small,
Rodman.
Kevin Garnett,
I was waiting for you to
Dennis
say KD.
Rodman. That's 7.
Rasheed Wallace.
No. I got
Close.
7. Help me out.
You said Rasheed Wallace is not better
Dirk
than Sean
Dirk
Kemp?
Nowinski was
Dirk
built as a
Nowitzki.
power forward.
Chris Bosh?
have to
Bosh
I'll give it to
disappointed me toward the end of his career.
I'll
Chris
give it
Webber?
to him. If
Chris
he's-
Webber, 9. You're helping me. Give me one
I
more.
just want to see.
That's 9.
Dirk Nowitzki?
I already said him.
Chris-
Is your boy Karl Malone? Did you say Karl Malone?
I
Say
said,
Malone.
unfortunately, I said Malone.
What about Elton Brand?
Oh, what's the name? Larry Johnson.
He said Larry Johnson.
But I didn't say it. So I just he
You know
tell
what
he
I'm saying?
said
he said better than Larry.
he
Johnson.
said no better than Sean
Sean Kemp.
Kemp.
Oh, sorry.
So I
Sean
just gave
Kemp.
him
Yeah, Larry
10
Johnson.
that I believe would be better than Sean Kemp. Sean Kemp in his era, he kind of reminds me of a Penny Hardaway. I was a big Penny Hardaway fan. Penny Hardaway was a highlight reel until he got injured. Penny was a baller on the court, but if you remember Penny, it was mostly for his crosses, his dunks,
Penny
his
Hardaway.
shots.
Penny Hardaway is up there with not same position. Grant Hill. Grant Hill.
For
If-
what?
if
Injuries
they-
taking you
no,
out of
if
your
they-
career?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not saying that.
Tracy McGrady too.
Penny was a baller. I was a big Penny fan, but Penny, if you go back and you think about Penny, you're gonna mostly remember him from highlights, not
Okay,
because
so
he made
let
the
me ask
game
you this
better.
question.
Because he was injured most of
He
his
made
career.
Orlando
Since
better.
we doing positions, I just want to
Shaq
go.
made Orlando better. They had a nice Shaq, Dennis Scott, Nick Anderson, Penny Hardaway.
Let me
They
ask you.
had a
hold on,
nice
let me ask you one more question.
rotation.
Let me ask one more question
They
then.
had a nice rotation.
So does
We're getting into our summer stuff, just so you know.
just a quick question. If Jermaine O'Neal don't have the
That was
the malice in the palace, does he be considered a top
No.
power forward
Honestly,
of all time?
Honestly, after-
Jermaine is actually the top 15.
Honestly,
20.
after watching the Netflix special, Jermaine O'Neal almost gets a pass from the melee in the palace. He almost gets a pass.
I don't judge
because
him
he
on
was
that.
protecting his teammate.
I don't
So
judge
he
him on
actually he was.
But
the
everybody
one-
else did though. Everybody in the
No,
league,
no,
he
no.
got
Remember-
blackballed
he
after
did
that.
get
Remember the
blackballed after that.
court, the Supreme Court stood behind him.
Yeah,
saying
but
the
he
NBA
still,
had to pay him, and he had to recoup money.
yeah, but I'm saying as far as him being blackballed, then yeah, he was blackballed.
Jermaine O'Neal was
But top 20. Top
Jermaine
20.
O'Neal was a baller, but I don't think he was better than the 15 that we just named.
Better team
No,
we
all
just
right.
named. He was.
So, last one, and I'm done with y'all for the day.
Cool.
Minus Kobe and Jordan. Best 5 shooting guards. Minus Kobe and Jordan.
Wait,
Minus
say that again.
Kobe and
Say it
Jordan?
again. Wait.
Best shooting guards minus Kobe and Jordan.
Ooh.
Because them two automatically would make the list. Let's keep it a buck.
Minus Kobe and Jordan.
Shooting.
You know who else we've been real disrespectful to on the point guard conversation?
Ray Allen.
We were real disrespectful to freaking Clyde Drexler.
Clyde
Clyde's
Drexler's
a
a
shooting
shooting
guard.
guard.
Okay,
He's a
okay.
shooting
I'm
guard.
like, wait.
I was just
I
gonna
just
go
remember him from Portland just handling the ball, though.
No, he's a
So
shooting
was
guard.
he a point
He
shooting
didn't.
guard?
No,
He didn't
Terry
handle the ball.
Porter.
Clyde
Terry
Drexler
Porter.
drops his head down
Exactly.
and heads to the rim.
That's true. That's true. But I was gonna say Clyde handled. I forgot about old Terry Porter,
shooting guards. Clyde, not in no particular order. Clyde,
Ray Allen.
Ray Allen,
Dwayne Wade,
Dwayne Wade. I started to appreciate his
Allen
game later.
Iverson,
AI.
Manu Ginobili,
Ginobili?
No, I don't put Ginobili.
Clay Thompson.
No, I ain't not putting him up there either.
Vince Carter.
Steph Curry.
Steph Curry is a point guard.
Y'all being real disrespectful right
Because
now.
they
Hold up,
forget.
hold
I
up.
can't. But see, because of other players with other eras, they
James
not
Harden.
they ain't talked about like the Rip Hamilton,
George Gervin.
Joe Johnson,
No, I'm thinking.
Um,
thinking
Reggie
back in the
Miller.
day,
Thank you.
Steve Smith.
Reggie Miller.
Thank you.
What
Y'all
about-
leave- stop?
What about Steve Smith?
Eh.
No,
Allen
His
Houston.
name is basic.
Allen Houston.
no, he ain't doing enough.
Tracy McGrady.
Allen Houston was good, but he was lost in the sea of talent.
He was.
Allen Houston was on a great New York team.
What's the
Joe
call?
Therefore, he didn't have to
Dumars.
be great.
What's the call? Was lost.
John
in the sea of talent.
Starks.
Michael Redd.
Starks will always be that dude.
John Starks. I mean, Joe Dumars.
John Starks will always be that dude in New York.
in New
Hey,
York. In New
he's
York.
the only reason why
That's
I
it.
stayed some years.
He played Starks. Probably was one of the better people that played defense on Mike. Starks,
Yep.
Reggie Miller.
He had to get embarrassed a couple times.
Oh,
He-
many times.
But he's
Many times.
John Starks is the reason why Jordan shit talking had to go to a whole nother level.
Oh man.
Because Starks would be in his ear just as bad.
Brandon Roy, he don't lose all his cartilages in his knee.
Brandon who?
Who? Brandon Roy.
No. Stop.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's same
He
thing.
he don't get hurt and lose all the cartilages in his knee.
I mean, but he's on the.
he was basically playing majority of his career with bone on bone rubbing.
Yeah. If he he's one of the guys who, if he hadn't got injured, he would probably be one of the all-time greats.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. But yeah, but we're getting way off topic.
No, not
We
really.
ain't got no time.
It was all related. I mean, you know what I'm
basketball.
saying?
That's where we at right
It's all
now.
related.
That's
But
true.
real
But-
quick, I want to just say this. I want to shout out all of my students that graduated this past 2 weeks from Marquette, UW-Madison, Carroll, MATC. The program that I run, we have over 60 college grads, and most of them graduated debt-free. So shout out to all my students that's graduating out here debt-free. That's a big, big, big deal. Look at me all you want to.
I didn't say that.
I said what I said.
Congratulations, young people.
Congratulations, young
Keep
folks.
pushing.
Keep pushing. Keep
I'm
pushing.
sure Dre and your mothers are very proud of you.
Oh my.
You should have said that to me. Anyways,
You know that shot was coming. You should have saw that coming ahead of time.
this has been another
I
episode. This
swear.
has been another episode.
When you sleep up, cut your hair off, dog.
This is another
Your beard gonna
episode.
be gone.
This
I can't
has been
stand
another
you.
episode, 94 Feet Podcast. It's your boy Big Zeke in the building. I like my brothers. I like to thank my brother Dre.
Yo, shout out to Milwaukee Finance Scholarship Foundation too. Big things in the city.
All right.
I appreciate y'all.
Also like to thank
Shout
my
out
brother.
to my brother.
Yeah.
Appreciate
All his
that.
great accomplishments
Thank
he's
you,
doing
man.
for our city, man. We appreciate you.
Thank you, man. To God be the glory.
All right. Can you shout out to Kingsley? Thanks for coming on too.
It's been another good one, good
It's
people.
been a good one. Hold up. Listen to us on.
Spotify.
Listen to us on all streaming platforms, everywhere
Except for
TikTok.
because
We're adults.
94 Feet Nation.
Peace.